Hey, it's Ben here. In this video, we're going to go over some tips on how to get better results with videos and how to start incorporating it into your marketing. Now, first to start out, just make sure you know how to use the software and when it's right in your business. Now, whenever you buy videos, you're going to get some information to log into a cloud dashboard. And then whenever you log in, it's going to look something like this here. And only there's going to be a lot more templates. There's going to be live action, old templates, and then ways that you can favorite which templates you like. This is just like a test count that I had up. What you want to do here is go through and first check out the live action templates, then go back and check out some of the older templates, as these are going to have things like lower thirds, alpha animations, other things that are not just the live action templates, which are more for like video intros and outros and things like that. But go through and take a look at some of these. And what you want to do is make sure that whenever you start it, make sure you're picking the right animation, obviously, that fits with your business. Now, when you go through, you'll see like this one, for example, is for a restaurant, obviously. Now, that wouldn't really make sense if you have like a YouTube channel about gaming, or you're in the health niche or something like that. This is more for like restaurants or dining, or like a food blog, or something like that maybe. And how you use this is, if you don't know, well, first you just want to upload your logo, and this is going to be what your logo looks like here. You want to change the title, obviously, to your own. Now, one of the things that you just want to be aware of is that it won't actually change over here. This is just like a recurring GIF of what it is. To actually preview it, you have to render the video and see what it looks like. But you want to add your title here, add your subtitle here, upload your logo. And then if you want to include audio, which I recommend, you can switch this on, and all the videos templates, they have custom audio that matches it. Now, if you don't want to use audio, you have your own you want to use, or your own introduction, you can just render the video, and then in another software, you can just add your audio track to your done for you template. And this is how all these pretty much work. Is they made it as easy as possible to get started. You just you see what it looks like, you upload your logo, make sure you have a name, and then just click render, and then it's going to create your video for you. Now, obviously, you want to find one that fits your business and makes sense. And if you need to, make sure you get a redesign of your logo so it's clear. Make sure the logo works with the actual template. Now, this is something that I was doing when I was experimenting with. Is, say you have something like it's like a white logo, or has like a white background, or maybe it's you have like some titles under your logo. If you upload it, it's going to kind of look weird and not fit. And the whole point of this is all about branding. It's going to help make your brand stand out. Help ingrain that in your customer's mind. If you don't know how to create a great brand, we're going to go over that in just a minute or so. But make sure you have a logo that makes sense for all these videos. Now, that one is just a tiny. You might need to get a redesign of just the logo with no text under it, or something maybe where you need to change the colors a little bit so it stands out. Now, something that's like this banner here, that maybe that wouldn't make sense as much. You want something that's more, maybe it looks like more native, like it has your title here, then more like an advertisement. So make sure that if you're going to use these, you have something that makes sense. Now, here's another one. In this case, having just like that square with a Y in the middle, maybe that wouldn't look the best for this one. As you want something that's kind of I guess spelled out more than just the square, something more rectangular. So if you need to, go to places like Upwork or Freelancer and get like a redesign of your logo, or at least a different version of your logo with maybe some different colors to match the dimensions needed for your video. Now, you don't want to go through and make all these videos for your YouTube channel and your branding and your Facebook ads and your courses, and it doesn't really look right, or looks it doesn't really match, and then that's going to kind of reflect poorly on your brand. You want something high quality, obviously, that helps communicate what your business is all about to your customers. Now, ways to use this, well, you like I said before, the video software, it's all about helping establish your brand. So you can include these intros and things like your YouTube videos, educational type videos. Even if they're ads, it might be okay to put these in front of your ads or your training or things like that, because it's even if you get a little bit of drop off rate or something where it's not something that's going to grab their attention right away, this is all about establishing a brand and communicating that through all your different channels. Now, you obviously want to use these in your courses. If you have video courses that teach people things, it's always good to put like an introduction, maybe especially one of these live action things right at the beginning of it to make it seem more high quality. And then if you can record some videos if you don't have some like about what your business is, like an introduction to what you stand for, maybe something about your employees if you have those, or just something about what your blog is about, and have a cool video intro for there as well. And then like I said before, make sure you go back and check out some of the older templates, as these have things that aren't just video intros. These have things like lower thirds are available for your video. There's outros, ones that are more specific for like calls to action, like subscribe to our channel, things like that. So again, go through the software and make sure you're picking things that are right. Now, if you really want to get results with video software, like I said, this is all about establishing a brand and communicating that with your customers. If you don't have something that's, or your potential customers. Now, if you don't have something that's a great logo, you don't have a great name, you don't really have a brand at all, then this whole software is not going to work too well in your marketing or be that effective. So you really need to kind of come up and do some evaluation or reevaluation and see if you have a great brand in the future. So what do I mean by a brand? First of all, well, a brand, when I talk about it, it's the total sum of people's perception of a company, including things like the advertisements, customer service, logos, your marketing, your company values. A brand is way more than just a logo or a catchy slogan or something like that. It's what your business is going to stand for. And so, for example, take a look at some of these brands here: Coca-Cola, Planet Fitness, Chick-fil-A. Now, if you really think about it, let's take Planet Fitness for example. Planet Fitness, their product is exercise equipment and a space where you can go exercise at, just at face value. Now, there's literally thousands of other gyms out there that actually use the exact same exercise equipment and space that Planet Fitness is using. But why is Planet Fitness worth millions, billions of dollars, and a bunch of these little local gyms aren't, even though they have the exact equipment? Well, they've established a brand. In this case, they've they do something where they reach out to people who they feel insecure about going to the gym. They want more of a safe zone, a community. They've established a whole brand with this logo here, where it means something more than just going in and exercising or working out on some equipment. The same with Chick-fil-A. You can go just about anywhere and get a chicken sandwich, and there's restaurants that sell a lot better chicken than what Chick-fil-A does. They're not selling any type of rare breed of chicken or really gourmet. It's just fast food, really. But they've established a brand and a company and followers that are behind what their service is all about, what their mission statement is about. And it really wouldn't make sense to go out there and try to create a chain of restaurants. Same with Coca-Cola. I'm sure that there's people out there who can replicate the recipe for Coke. But would it really make sense to do that and then try to go out in business and get investors and get in restaurants? Well, no, because Coca-Cola has established a great brand. You can rip off all these different products, if you wanted to, but you won't be able to rip off their brand. There's that brand's kind of insurance protection. Yeah, if you have some success, there's going to be some people who rip off your courses or your software or things like that. But if you've established a brand with loyal visitors and brand advocates, it's going to be difficult to copy that. And actually, it's almost impossible to do that. So that's why it's important. Now, there's a couple things here, a couple tips as far as coming up with your brand to use in your video software. Now, first, you need to define your unique values and intrinsic value of your products and what you're selling. And even before that, you need to define who you're going to be selling to in the first place. Who's your audience, who you're reaching out to. Make sure that you have this clearly. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about what a customer avatar is, and there's some things that you can search on Google to check that out, but just be aware that you need to know who it is specifically that you're selling to, and the more research you can do, how old are they, where do they live, what's their income, things like that. Well, the more that you can create a brand that relates to this core audience, and the more they're going to want to get behind and support you. Now, next, you need to state why your products are better than others in your space and how you can communicate this to your target audience. Now, for example, we just went over the Planet Fitness Safe Zone. Yeah, they're selling the same exercise equipment as everyone else, but then they came up with this unique value set, or USP, unique selling point, where they're marketing themselves as the gym for nerds or people who are insecure or people who need to go and have a safe zone. So they're reaching out to all these people like gamers who usually stay at home, who don't really get marketed to go to a gym, or maybe they're thinking that they should go work out, but they don't feel very secure going in there with more athletic guys. They're reaching out to them, and they've established their unique selling point and what it is they're selling. So now if you're sitting at home and you feel kind of insecure about going to work out, or you're a gamer or something like that, just sitting at home, and you don't really go to the gym or do much athletic type things, but you feel like, hey, maybe I should go once in a while and work out. Well, now it seems like Planet Fitness is your only choice, even though you could probably go to other gyms and get the exact same sort of workout. Now, if you're having trouble differentiating your products from other companies and other businesses out there, well, what about things like, what does your company stand for? What are your company values? What's your mission statement? Can you do your marketing different, where you make it more native to your audience that you're trying to reach? Can you do customer service better? Maybe do something through Facebook Messenger where other people are just using email, so you can do that a bit better. What is it that's going to make your business different than all the other ones that you're competing with and are in your industry? Now, I'd also recommend just coming up with a short mission statement, an elevator pitch, kind of crystallizing what it is that your business is about and what your brand's all about. And by mission statement, I don't mean like something, if you're in the shoe industry, for example, and your mission statement is sell as many shoes as we can to make as much money as possible. Well, that's not really a great mission statement. And it's not something that's going to build a brand advocate and someone who wants to follow and promote your business for you. If you're in business just to make a lot of money quickly, you're probably not going to last too long. Now, something that's good, bring innovation and inspiration to as many athletes as possible. So what is it that your brand or your product is really all about, and what's its big mission? If you don't have that, we'll go ahead and write that down, and then come up with a quick paragraph summarizing what it is that you're selling, what is it that your brand does, why is it different. Something that if, say someone asked you in an elevator and you only had 30 seconds before they walked out, that you could tell them and they'd have a clear idea about what everything's all about. Now, also, whenever you're coming up with your name, are you sure that your name's clear, or do you have to spell it out? If someone asked you, for example, if you have like a charity type store or a charity blog, and you named it charityhere.com, well, say for example, if you're talking to someone, do you have to spell it out like charity H-E-R-E, or is it charity H-E-A-R? These are things that you need to consider before you start making all these videos and trying to do your branding and incorporating that in your marketing. Are there any negative connotations? I.e., if you're selling paleo diet food, or you're selling something you have a blog in the health and fitness space, and you decided to name your blog Fork Bug, is that really the best name? Bug, well, kind of, people think of like bug in your food, kind of has a negative connotation. You don't want to create all these videos and stuff and then go back and say, hey, yeah, maybe that's not the greatest name, and people are kind of getting turned off by that. Make sure there's nothing like that. Now, do you have a really solid name in the first place that's simple but is clear? So here's a couple of names that I think are really good: Snap Fitness, Google, Sprite, Dollar Shave Club, Intense Debate. Now, all these, except for maybe Google, are just one or two words that clearly define what the business is about. For example, Snap Fitness. It's a place where you go out and work out quickly and get out fast. That's their unique selling point, and it's a good name, Snap Fitness. Fast fitness. You're in there and out like a snap. Dollar Shave Club. That clearly tells you what it's about. You get shaving equipment, but it's only for $1. It's really cheap. That's what they're all about. Google is the only one that's different, but again, it's kind of an easy to remember name, even though it's a unique. It's easy to spell. You can tell someone that, and they'll probably have a good idea of where to go to find out more information. So go ahead, if you haven't, and get a thesaurus or open one up online, go to thesaurus.com, and write down a list of similar nouns, verbs, etc. that relate to your products, your mission statement, and your target customer so far, and compile a list of them and see if you can come up with different names or things that make sense. for your brand. And maybe you need to change your entire name from what you have, which is okay if you can come up with something better. And also make sure that the domain is available. Now I also have something here, wordoid.com you can check out. And if you want to make a kind of fictitious name, but something that's easy to spell and remember, like Google, you can go to this wordoid.com and it will make fictitious sounding business names out of regular nouns or verbs that you put in. And then of course you can just check GoDaddy.com or Namecheap, or if you need to hire like a domain listing service that can go figure out who the domain's from and offer it to buy it from them. Make sure you can get the domain first before you start creating all this branding, because you don't want to do something where someone owns the domain or they have legal rights to your name and you don't even know it, and then you do all this work into creating your blog and your videos and things like that, and then you have to redo everything. So make sure to always do your due diligence. Now finally, make sure you have a great logo for this to all work out. If your logo is kind of lame and doesn't really match what your business is all about, these videos and the video templates, they aren't going to work too well as far as branding and creating a memorable brand. So what you want to do is first compile pictures, colors, images that relate to your company and your target audience. For example, if you're selling fairy stuff, then maybe find pictures of unicorns, rainbows, big happy type font, things like that are going to relate to your mission and your company. If you're stuff for like gamers, then maybe skulls or gothic type font. Just compile things that relate to your target audience and what your brand is all about. Then what you want to do is search Google Images or 99 Designs for logos you like and the style of, and compile those. So what you can do is go to a site called 99 Designs, and this is, if you don't know what this is you can create different contests where a bunch of different graphic designers will each submit a logo for you to choose, and you can actually work with those designers throughout the contest to come up with a logo that fits you. So you're kind of crowdsourcing your logo as you set up a prize. There's different packages you can choose from. I recommend getting the silver package if you decide to go with this. And then whenever you submit your logo or your things that you want, your contest information, the information that you want people to go off of to create your logo, then people will submit various logos that you can choose, and then you can choose the one that you like, so you get a lot of different designs and exposure for not that much. So what you can do is before you create any sort of contest is you can go to 99designs.com/discover and go through logos that have already been created, and you can take a picture of these or download them and then include them in your contest as inspiration. Now, obviously, you don't want to tell people in your contest, hey, just replicate this logo and steal what they've done. But you can upload it and say, hey, we want something kind of like in this style. Or, we really like this. We want our brand to be something around, how this looks. And go through here. And also what you can do is contact some of these people who designed it and invite them to your contest whenever you launch it. And you can see what else they did as well. So what you can do is invite to work. Whenever you set up a contest, you can actually, there'll be an option here to invite them to your contest that you just set up, and maybe they'll submit something if you liked all the work in the past, and you send them a message saying, hey, this is really great. I can leave some feedback for anything you create. I can hire you, or probably choose your design because I really liked the stuff you've done before. And all you have to do is go here, go to pricing, and then choose the option that's best for you on 99 Designs to create your contest. You can also do this on freelancer.com. They run contests too. You're not going to get as many quality submissions as 99 Designs, but if you don't have enough money and you want something decent, but you don't have a lot to invest, you can try that as well. And then make sure whenever you choose a logo that you like when your contest ends, that's going to work for your videos animation. So if you just need something where it's a square with a quick logo in it and it's dark colors, well, make sure you ask for that. Or if you want something that's your brand name written out, like you're going to put around that can version that we went over, then ask for that as well, and make sure that it all fits and looks really nice for your videos animation. So there are some tips that we just went over on how to get better results with videos. It's a lot about what you put into the actual templates, your logo, the stuff that's behind the logo, your brand, to really get effective results in branding and creating a brand and getting some brand advocates using the software and the very cool templates. So hopefully this helped, and if you need to, go ahead and go through this video again, go through some of the tips and really make sure you have a solid brand and logo designed, and then go ahead and start using the software to create your intros and outros to build that brand.